party the day before. Yeah. I managed it. whenever it comes on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're already on, but you haven't started yet.
Yeah, okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm just checking to see that I'm on.
Yes, sir, you're on.
Okay, good.
said you're creating numbers?
Good evening again. Hello.
We can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Okay,
Good
good.
evening. Good evening.
Fine. Good evening. I'm just. I didn't hear anyone. I wonder if I'm muted or the meeting is not started as yet.
We're about to start right now. What we're gonna do is have everybody leave their mics muted so that when the persons are giving their tributes, there's no feedback.
Okay,
But
there's no problem.
we're getting ready to start right now. So you're almost
Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure I'm on and I could be heard. Okay, no problem.
I'm muted.
I'm muted, right? Check see if I'm muted. 1 second. That's mute, right? So it's muted now.
There should be a red line through your mic.
Good evening, everyone, and we thank you for joining us for the virtual memorial service for Kareem Cassavetes's Hanna. He was so much to so many people. He was a husband, a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, and so many other things that we will hear about tonight. In the interest of speakers, everyone being able to hear the speakers, we ask that you please keep your mics muted unless you are speaking. We do have some persons that are scheduled to speak. And at the end of that, we will open up the floor for anyone else that wants to give tributes or just say a few words to the family or on behalf of Kareem. In all things, before we get started, we will invoke the presence of God, and we asked for Pastor Ivan Butler to please lead us in an invocation, and after which we will get into the tributes, and he will start the tributes as well. Pastor Butler.
Thank you very much. Let us bow our heads in prayer. Lord, we thank you for enabling us to gather here this evening so that we can celebrate a life that was well lived.
Amen.
As we start this celebration of Kareem's life, we ask for the presence of your Holy Spirit. May the presence of the Holy Spirit bring comfort and strength to all of us as we deal with the loss of our dearly beloved Kareem.
Yes.
Above all, O Lord, be our shelter and strength during this time. May the words of those that will share this evening, the words of his family, his friends, and colleagues, be a source of inspiration, a source of encouragement, and a source of upliftment to all of us that are sharing this evening.
Yes.
We pray that the words would indeed lift up his parents, his wife, his dear wife, Simone, his parents, particularly his mother, Yuna. And we pray, oh God, that the words would be an encouragement to the friends and other family members that are here. Again, We ask all of this in no other name but the mighty, matchless, and marvelous name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Pastor Butler, you are also up first for the tributes.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I want to start the tribute to my dearly beloved cousin, who I have known since his birth, and it brought so much joy to his family. I want to say that Kareem Casavetti's Hanna was certainly a jubilant person.
Yes.
He was always happy with a positive spirit, and he had a personality that was magnanimous. He was also a very approachable person, and a life that we all can say was one that was the center of every event. When Kareem would come into a room, for whatever occasion it was, he was that light that ignited everything. Kareem had that kind of personality that impacted all of us. All of us know that Kareem loved family. And so we were always excited to see him at all the family events. And the last two major ones that I can remember, and he was one of the family members that really had that impact. And as I was walking down the aisle with my daughter at her wedding, the first person I saw to jump up with his camera, his phone, to take pictures and everything was Kareem. And he had that enthusiasm and excitement all over him that ignited the church. And then I remember at my uncle's 90th birthday, while his wife was the person who was the MC, but Kareem, after every speech, you could hear him with his comment, having everybody chuckling or laughing. That really was Kareem. But we also know that he not only loved the family and he loved friends, but he loved sports. And I'm sure that those that are on will know he could talk to you about basketball. He could talk to you about football. He could talk to you about softball. As a matter of fact, I know he was very much involved in basically most of those things, and where there's also baseball. But Kareem was that person that was involved. And so, to all of you, we all know that he was real loved, and certainly he was loved by his family. He meant the world to all of us, and we certainly will miss him. And may my cousin's soul rest in peace.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor Butler. I would say to all speakers, take note that the clergy did not go too much over time. So if Pastor Butler could stick to the timeline that was given, we hope that all of the other tributes will do the same. And so we don't have to turn on the Academy Award music for anyone giving a tribute, because we do have a lot to get through. We know everyone wants to say something about our beloved Kareem. So Pastor Butler stuck to his time. So we're asking that all other tributes afterward, please do the same thing. We're going to have a few more tributes from family members. And so next up, we're going to have Adelaide Pinder, Cameron and Charles Miller, and Adolphus Pinder, AP, in that order, please.
Hey, Gerard, my mother is currently on a flight right now, so you can
Okay.
start with Cameron and Chaz.
So Cameron or Charles, you all going together, or who's going first?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, Gerard, I'm gonna keep to schedule, so you don't have to turn on the Academy Award music or send the Sandman out for me. I'm not gonna be too long. I'm gonna let my brother go after me.
We wrote it together, so I let him just read it off. So go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just gonna speak from the heart, but hold on real quick. No, but as you know, my cousin Pastor Ford was just mentioning about, I call him Binks. Most of you might know him as Kareem. I call him Binks. He's always been Binks to me. I didn't even know his real name was Kareem until I was at least 30. So, but no, I have to say Binks, everything cousin Pastor Ford said is right on point with Binks. Like, he's the type of person that you gravitate towards. Everybody and anybody, whether you know him because he's family, you met him in college, you know, on the baseball field, basketball field, football field, work, wherever. He had that type of, that aura that you just wanted to be around, you know? He always kept you laughing. You know, it was just a joy to be around Binks. Like, even when I was younger, before my brother Cameron was born, I looked up to Binks as not only my older cousin, but older brother. Like, every time I would come to Nassau, first thing I wanted to do was see Binks. Well, okay, hold on. I kind of lied. The first thing I wanted to do was go to Bamboo Shack, get some crack conch and fries, and then go see my older cousin Binks, and then Anwar, and then everybody else that came, AP and everybody like that. But wherever Binks went, I wanted to go. If I could fight Binks' shadow to be his shadow, I would have did it. I would have fought hard to be his shadow. That's how much I love to be around Binks, and I always wanted to be around him. You know, every time, I know we had plenty of times where we, you know, had long talks and conversations and about life in general, you know, and, you know, I'm just thankful that he was a part of my life, you know. I learned a lot from him, as I'm sure a lot of people on this call learned a lot from him. And I also thank the Most High to allow me to have spent 2 months with him in the Bahamas just a few months ago. You know, the plans were not to even stay 2 months, but the Most High had it in the plans for me to be able to be there in the house, spend time with not only him, but Simone, KC, Korea, Aaron, you know, and everybody that came over, you know. So I'm definitely thankful. You know, I'm still in shock, you know, but I know Binks, he went a few months. Say that again. Yeah, so I know Binks definitely will want all of us here to not be sad, even though it's easier said than done, but just to keep a smile on your face, just to love each other. If you got any type of, you know, hatred in your heart for someone, or, you know, get it out. We're not promised tomorrow, not even tomorrow. We're not promised the next minute or hour. So, you know, tell your loved ones you love them while they're still here. I want to say to everybody on this call, whether it's my dad, Auntie Una, Auntie Kay, AP, Cameron, well, not my brother. Well, I guess I say my brother too. Uncle Fonz, Auntie Lila, Trees, everybody on this call. I just want to say I love you. You know, I love everyone here. And, you know, Simone, I love you. KC, when I see you, me and you know, you got a butt whooping coming. You know, you caught me last time, but I got you. Korea, Anwar, you know, I love everybody. So that's my time. I don't want to take up too much time. I'll let my brother speak now.
Okay. I can't go off the heart right now because I don't know if I'll be able to hold that together. So I'll just read something I wrote. And bear with me, please. Y'all can hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, we got you,
We
cuz.
can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. So while it's hard to grasp the impact of your death, it's not hard to grasp the impact you had on our lives.
Camera.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'll just start from top. While it's hard to grasp the impact of your death, it's not hard to grasp the impact you had on our lives. To know you is one thing, but to call you family was a true blessing. The way you love, connected, and changed the lives of the people you came in contact with was truly amazing and inspiring to witness. In turn, unknowingly to you, those actions shaped all of us to be better men and human beings. It's very seldom that you meet people that are healers and that are pillars to their family and friends and community, but that's exactly what you were. You were always the light and the joy in every room you entered. You always left people better off with each interaction. We will miss your smile, your humor, and the larger than life presence. And the 3 grandsons and the cousins will do our best to keep your legacy alive. Even though it was early for you to leave in my eyes, I know God had a bigger plan for you. And I'm at peace with that now. We take comfort in all the memories, the examples you set, and the love you showed us. And we'll forever cherish the time we had, and we love you. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Wow. I don't know why y'all have me going after these guys, but good evening. My name is Adolphus Pinder, better known to the family as AP. Kareem was my big little cousin. His mother, his grandmother, and my mom were sisters. And whenever I would come to Nassau, I would be with Kareem as much as possible. It would be a fight as to who would pick me up from the airport. It either would be him or Anuna, who was like my second mom, which Anuna, if you're on, I love you. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I don't like you, Cameron. But I'm gonna stick to what I wrote, because I promise I'm not going to embarrass myself on this call. So the few words that I had was that you made Christmas memorable, you made Orlando visits enjoyable, family Zoom calls entertainable, and me becoming a member of Phi Beta Sigma possible. You demonstrated the best example of what it is to be a great son, husband, brother, cousin, and friend. You were so patient and kind to both friends and strangers, and was always just a phone call away. Thank you for being such a huge part of my life. You will forever be missed, but never forgotten. Your big little cousin, AP. We would have, there's so many memories, and I won't even try to unpack it on this call today. But I just encourage everyone, as we are trying to make sense of it all, that we continue to just hold on to the spirit of Kareem and what he stood for, what he represented, and allow that to be the guiding hope to get us through for tomorrow and the day afterwards. I will close by saying we would always have a internal joke between Anwar, Kareem, Jazz, and Cameron and myself, like who was the favorite nephew, right? So I think Kareem, you tried to show out, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I think it was me, AP.
It never was you, Jazz. It was never you. It was never you.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
But man, you would always be one of the most favorite people that I've ever met, and will continue to hold your life and legacy in my heart. Miss you, big cuz.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So for those of us who all know Kareem well, we know that in a situation like this, it would probably be Kareem, the one moderating and talking and sharing stories and jokes. I know that I could never fill Kareem's shoes in terms of, his jokes and his personality. But I just want to say that I see all of the private messages about muting people. As Kareem likes to say, I have the mic. We can't always please everybody. And when he has the mic in his hands, he says he's in charge. So everyone, I see the message. We need help. Can I ask everyone again to please keep your mics muted. We cannot mute everybody because we do have over 488 people on the call and climbing. And so it'll be hard for us to find the speakers at their times. That's why we're not gonna mute everyone and not allow them to unmute their mic. So we're gonna ask everyone to please, as much as possible, keep your mic muted so that there are no distractions. So like Kareem would say, we have the mic, we got this. So take it easy. I see the private messages, I see the WhatsApps, we can get through it. I also have a message from what Kareem would say is the boss lady. She said, I didn't tell everybody that the time limit is 3 minutes. So please, 3 minutes. And that's straight from the top. The boss lady said 3 minutes. So we're asking everybody to keep it to 3 minutes, please. So we're gonna move on with the tributes now from Samoan's family, and that will be done by Rosalind Miller.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
A pleasant good evening. I will speak on behalf of the Knowles family. We are all here in large numbers to express our love and to show our support to Simone and Yona and the kids and Bruce and all the other relatives and friends who love Kareem dearly. I just want to make mention that Kareem was introduced to our family back in 2008. I am going to try to respect this time and paraphrase, but back in 2008, and as everybody who would have came on would have mentioned, Kareem's personality. Of course, he was not a shy person. So he just came in and automatically acted as if he was apart for many, many, many years. Of course, he just took the hearts of everyone. And of course, at our family functions, like everybody would have said, he was the star of the show. He was the life of the party. He was the guy with all of the jokes, to the point where it came to the outings and stuff we were having. Everybody was asking, is Kareem going to be there? Simone, is Kareem coming? So everybody here on this call have an idea of the type of person he was and how he touched all of our hearts and just pretty much just stole all of our love for his personality and his affection. He became somebody who everybody just wanted to be around. So there's no wonder why he's so popular, why he's so loved and well known. I just want to say to Simone and Yona and the kids, guys, we are here. We love you. We'll continue to support you from the strong pillars of our family. beginning with Simone's mom, Helen Knowles, the 4 senior aunts, 4 senior uncles, and their many offsprings. Too numerous to mention, but Simone and Yona and family just want you to know that we are here for you. We'll continue to be here, you know, as long as you go through this difficult time. And as long as it takes, we will continue to be here for you guys. The Galatians 6:2 says, you know, we are to carry each other's burdens. And in this way, we will fulfill the law of Christ. So even though we all on this call may be hurting, it's very difficult to understand what you guys are going through. Even though we may have experienced our own loss, it's still difficult to understand what you guys are going through. So we will continue to be there for you. We'll continue to show our love and appreciation. The Bible also states that the earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. So we just will continue to pray and lean on God for strength as he continued to be with us in this difficult time and be with you guys in this difficult time. Simone, you know, and family and the kids, we love you guys and we'll continue to support you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up, we will have some of the brothers of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated who will bring tribute. For those of you who know Kareem, and I'm sure Kareem was on the first intake class ever in the local chapter. He was the first locally made, the first person that actually joined the fraternity in the Bahamas to become president of the chapter. He was our second ever first vice state director. And he meant so much more to the brotherhood that those accolades could not say. Even to show this, we have 3 of our former regional directors, our current regional director and 2 former regional directors who would be bringing remarks. In addition to that, we will acknowledge the presence of our past first vice international president, Brother Sidney McCrae, who is on the call with us. But I will now turn the floor over to our regional director, Brother Dr. Eric Farmer, who will be followed by our immediate past regional director, Brother Roy Edmonds, followed by our past regional director, the Honorable Brother Ray Smith.
Thank you, Brother Sawyer. And I am Brother Farmer. It's very easy to see the amount of love that Brother Kareem has. We have almost 500 brothers and family and friends on the Zoom call. So it's very easy to see that he was very much so loved. But I just want to say on the behalf of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity in the Southern region, we do offer our sincere condolences to the family, friends, brothers of our beloved Brother Kareem Hanna. A great brother, a staple in Sigma Bahamas. He always had a smile on his face the few times I had an opportunity to meet with him. But I just want to say Matthew 5:4 says, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be confident. So I just want to let the family and friends that's on this call know that, you know, I know this is a difficult time, but the time will come where you will be confident. So therefore, I want to say be further resolved that we sincerely offer our most heartfelt thank you and forever salute to Brother Kareem Hanna for his dedication, determination, and dependable service to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We know in the afterlife, he still works for Sigma. Therefore, instead of saying goodbye, and brothers, if you can repeat with me, we're going to say, march on, ye mighty host, nor think the journey done, nor of the future deeds to boast, till we victory won. Then when we hear from time to time, O Sigma, what other day, with thunder back along the line, our cause will be on its way. So thank you to the family, friends, for allowing us to have this opportunity to share how much we love Brother Hanna. and we will see you again soon. God bless you, the friends, and family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Regional Director. My name is Roy Edmonds, the immediate past Regional Director, past State Director of Florida Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. Very close friend, very close brother to Brother Hanna. At least I thought I was. I didn't even know his middle name. I can't even pronounce it. But he was a great brother who will be missed. The Bible in Genesis 2:7 says, "And the Lord God formed man of dust of the ground and breathed it into his nostrils, and the breath of life, and man became a living soul." So as we know, we go from dust to dust. And in that infinite circle, the things that we know is God gives us the wisdom through the Bible to do as we will. Now, today we're here to pay a tribute to a great man, a great father, son, brother, Sigma brother, a proud Bahamian, a man who loved the Bahamas and a proud member of Sigma Bahamas. And you know, everyone said that he was a huge presence in the room. I was about to say loud, but he was a huge presence in the room, a man of conviction, a man of passion and compassion. Now, Kareem said what he meant and meant what he said every time, and there's no wavering there. The first time I saw Kareem, he was a huge, huge presence of a man and a huge presence in the room. And I discovered shortly after that everything that he did had that same compassion, had that same fervor, had that same conviction. Many of us should pray to have the personality that everyone, or at least most people you meet, want to galvanize around. There were many times where Kareem and Gerard were the only ones to come to our convention. They would come to Florida, they would go to Washington, D.C. and other places. But through, I feel, their enthusiasm galvanized the Brothers of Sigma Bahamas and made it the pinnacle of international chapter that it is today. For all that, we want to thank Kareem in his absence. And of course, you guys know that he was an exuberant spirit, that nothing would kill that spirit. And that's something that I pray for every day. So today we're going to remember a brother with conscious laughter that permeated the room every time he came in. And so the men of Phi Beta Sigma are men of love. And our love for this brother will be everlasting. Our love for his spirit and his memories will be everlasting. Our love for what he's brought, not only to his family and friends, but to our fraternity brothers internationally and Sigma Bahamas, will be everlasting. So the Bible also says that to be absent in the body is to be present with the Lord. And that's what we know our good brother is today. Komar. Brother Smith, are you there? Brother Ray Smith?
Oh, good evening. I would just like to thank the family, the friends, the brothers for allowing me the opportunity to say a few words about who I would consider like a son. As I heard someone say earlier, like his big cousin, I would say my big son, Kareem. He was a very special young man to me. I've known him for a lot of years. I've gone through things with him with my daughter as far as her birthday celebrations over there. With Gerard and Kareem would meet me at the airport, and they would pick me up and make sure that anything that I needed, along with the other brothers and sisters there, that I would have. I would often see him. My church is across the street from Branch Marquis in Miami. And there was Sundays that I would leave church and I would go over to Branch Mark, he would be in there. And of course, my first thing to get on him, bro, why you didn't let me know you was here? And of course, you know Kareem, with that smile that I'm seeing on my screen right now, he would finesse me, He would fast talk me. Next thing I know, we laughing and joking. Forgot all about him, getting on him for not letting me know that he was here in town. But I love Kareem, his family. I thank you for sharing him with us, and to his aunt Karan and brother Robert Green, and we all attend church together. They know how special this young man is to me. And Gerard knows that that it's love beyond just brotherly love. It's a love that you can't even speak of, because it's dear. And though we didn't talk every day, maybe not even once a month, but where we left our conversation off, it was like we picked up. And this picture right here is just how I remember him, with that big smile, that love that he had for this brotherhood, the love that he had for his family. So again, my condolences to the family. I just want to leave you with this. Keep your hand in God Unchange's hand. Even though we love him, God loved him most. God bless, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, brothers. Thank you very much. I also see on the call, and I just want to acknowledge the presence of Brother Irby, the State Director for the great state of Georgia. Thank you for joining us, my brother. I do not know brothers of Sigma that may have joined the call internationally. I'm sorry if I don't see you. There are a lot of people, but of course we thank you for joining the call on behalf of the family and on behalf of Sigma Bahamas. We will now next have our local leadership of the fraternity to bring remarks. And so in this order, Brother Rodney Baines, State Director of the State of the Bahamas, Brother Gregory Smith, President of Delta Epsilon Sigma Chapter, and then Brother Avril Mortimer, President of the Omicron Pi Sigma Chapter in Freeport, Grand Bahama, has prepared a video. Brother State Director, you there, Rodney?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Brother Sawyer. Just have to make sure my connection is strong. Greetings, family, friends, and all. On behalf of my family to yours, on behalf of the state of the Bahamas, we offer our sincere, heartfelt condolences on the passing of a true giant in every sense of the word. Brother Hanna is synonymous with Sigma Bahamas, and he is one of the pillars on which we stand on. All of our successes are built upon. We dare not try to fill his shoes. We dare not try to replace his presence. We only try to sweeten the cause along this way and do our part. So as I told the family, I tell the extended family, we sincerely thank you on behalf of Sigma Bahamas for allowing your good brother Hanna to us for 20 or so years and allowing our cause to be on this way locally. And we will continue to do our part to uplift its legacy and to herald and defend the thing he believes in so much, even against the world. Thank you, Brother Sawyer. Our nicest brother, Greg Smith.
Good evening, everyone.
Brother Greg Smith?
Yeah, good evening. Today I would like to pay tribute to a great man, a friend, and brother, Kareem Hanna. Big Brother Zeus, as he is known in Sigma land. Kareem was near and dear to us in Sigma, and he loved Phi Beta Sigma with his whole heart. There was nothing Brother Hanna would not do for his brothers within reason. He exemplified the very essence of brotherhood. He had a very big mouth. You would always hear him before you see him. Whenever he was around, you would know. Not only was his mouth big, but his actions were just as big or greater. He always put his money where his mouth was. He showed up and he showed out for Sigma. Brother Hanna truly believed in the ideals, lived and believed in the ideals of our great fraternity, and he held and defended them even against the world. He is a past president and served in many other capacities and committees. He represented Phi Beta Sigma wherever he went. and in many areas, whether it was in softball, basketball, or being one of our master grillers at our annual stakeout. He was always proud to represent the royal blue and pure white. Kareem was a giver. He gave freely of his time and resources. He served his fraternity with excellence, honor, and distinction. He took time to share his knowledge with the brotherhood and to mentor the younger brothers when needed. We have truly lost a giant in Sigma, a brother among brothers. On behalf of the Delta Epsilon Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma, I want to extend our sincere condolences to you, the family, and to all that love our dearly departed brother. We want to say thank you for lending Brother Hanna to us. We know that he spent a lot of time with us when he could have been home with you, his family. I assure you that this time was appreciated by the brotherhood and that it was used to make a lasting impact on us. We also want to assure you that we are here for you to assist you during these difficult times and beyond, and that you are in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Good evening, my brothers. It was around 2010 that I first met Kareem. That was when the Delta Epsilon Sigma brothers had arrived from Nassau to give a donation to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. The Sigma brothers on Grand Bahama were in serious discussions about forming a chapter of the fraternity. At that time, I had a situation with the international office that had lasted for more than 2 decades. I discussed the matter with Brother Kareem and Brother Gerard. The problem was solved within 2 months. Kareem was always the encourager in our journey to charter our chapter. The new chapter, Omicron Pi Sigma, was chartered during the 4th quarter of 2011. Kareem's support of our chapter never wavered. Kareem was present and participated in our first member initiation ceremony. He will forever be part of the history of Omicron Pi Sigma. He was a Sigma's Sigma, a brother's brother, an awesome brother, and will forever be in our hearts. In closing, I would like to offer the following prayer. O Lord, support us all the day long of this troublous life, until the shades lengthen and the evening comes and the busy world is hushed. The fever of life is over and our work is done. Then, Lord, in mercy, grant us safe lodging, a holy rest, and peace at the last. Amen. On behalf of the officers and members of the Omicron Pi Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, we offer our prayers and condolences to the family of our brother Kareem. Averill Mortimer, President, Omicron Pi Sigma.
Thank you very much, Brother Mortimer. To round out the tributes from the Sigmas, you know, with a brother like Kareem, it's hard to cut the tributes to only a few brothers. You know, everyone would have wanted to say something, but we're just going to have 2 more, and we're going to ask his intake chair. I think we call it now. We have some international officers on the call, so we'll say his intake chair, Brother Barker's role, and Brother Barkers will be followed by Brother Dr. Adrian Cargill.
Thank you, Brother Moderator. Brother Sawyer, thank you for the opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
We can hear you.
Condolences to this Hanna family, of course. On behalf of myself, Kimberly, and the boys, Rest assured that we will continue to hold you in our prayers and in our hearts during this, your time of testing and sorrow. Brother Rodney Bain, State Director, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Brother Greg Smith, President of the Delta Epsilon Chapter. Brothers Kevin Hanna and William Dean, Honorable Charter members of this Delta Epsilon Sigma Chapter. Sarah Margaret Rowe, President of the Theta Epsilon Zeta Chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Distinguished Sigmas on the call, distinguished family and friends, Sigmas and Zetas everywhere, I greet you well, good evening. When asked on the onset to give a tribute to our deceased brother Kareem, first question I asked was, what was the time limit? They told me 3 minutes. I smiled because like you, many of you, I can probably speak for about an hour about Kareem and his impact in our community at large. But nonetheless, I agreed to the 3-minute time limit. However, I must apologize if any infraction of the stated rule occurs. My relationship with Kareem began when I was chosen by the chapter president, Brother Dave Randolph Monroe, to be the Dean of Education for the pledge line in the spring of 2001. I appointed Brothers Darrell Isaacs and Brother Philip Corey Taylor as Assistant Dean, responsible for performance and, of course, discipline. From night one, Kareem separated himself, and even though he was number 4 on a line of 5, he took the leadership role immediately. His confident but caring persona was so noticeable that I recall the president saying to me that very night, "Boy, Barkis, you have your hands full here with that one." He chuckled and said, "Number 4 is a Sigma already, eh?" Because of Kareem's performance online, I gave him the Greek line name Zeus. Zeus, in ancient mythology, is known as the king of the gods, or the gods of all gods. But he is also known as the protector of all humans. It was this protective trait that I admired most in my brother. And true to form, Kareem led this historic line of Sigmas to Sigma land like a veteran. Later in his Sigma journey, he became the chapter president, as foretold by some of the elder statesmen said he would. And he also attained the position of first vice state director after the Bahamas was recognized as a state. We all watched, and when I say all, watched with pride as Kareem blossomed and bloomed into a super Sigma man. We often commented that we were happy that he never changed. His persona as the fun-loving, caring, patient, never leaving anyone out brother was who he was and who he remained. If you ever watched Kareem at a social function, you would know what I'm talking about. I remember a time at a social function when I was headed towards the bar. Kareem had just entered the room and he said, "Hey, Dane, get me one too." Of course, I said, "No problem." When Kareem arrived to the bar to get his drink, he asked, "Dane, you ain't asking to put ice in my drink yet?" I said, "My brother, it takes you 30 or 40 minutes to get to this drink. You can't expect for ice to still be in this cup." But that was Kareem. He hugged and kissed and gave a handshake to everybody between him and that drink. The greatest tribute I can extend to my brother is to say that he was a friend to man. During his pledgeship period, he and I discussed on one occasion the differences between pledging over the years. And I mentioned that apart from the physical difference, this period also contained a scholastic component. I explained that it would be normal to learn poems from noted authors, that as you meander through the vicissitudes of life later, you would appreciate them. I recall talking to Kareem about poems like If by Rudyard Kipling, See It Through, and I'd Rather See a Sermon by Edgar Albert Guess. It was at that time that I introduced to him a poem by Sam Walter Frost entitled The House by the Side of the Road. Madam President Roll, you may be familiar with this poem, as back in my day, you could not become a Zeta if you had not learned, mark, and inwardly digest this poem. I hope that this is still the case. Kareem, in his living, proved that he truly understood what Frost was imparting to us in the poem when he wrote, "Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man." In conclusion, you would note, as I said earlier, that Kareem was a 4 on his line and had great similarities to the 4 on my line back in 1988. And because he had made such an impression on me, when my first son was born, and my 4, Brother Quentin Goodwin, could not make it to the christening, I asked Kareem to stand in his place as godfather, and he assented. I was truly glad that he did. Kareem Hanna, may he rest in peace. Our cause speeds on its way.
Good evening, everyone. Kareem Hanna was a special person, which I think is clearly demonstrated by the fact that so many people are here today to show love and to show appreciation of the impact that he has had on their lives. I've been privileged to know Kareem for 20 years. I was privileged to be one of the brothers who were able to be a part of his induction into fraternity. And from day one, everyone could tell that he was a special person, like Brother Rule said. I've served on various community service initiatives with him. I've been a member of various projects. I've watched Kareem open his home, his heart. I've watched Kareem personally give the shirt off his back and the last dollar out of his wallet to a brother to make sure that they had something to wear, paraphernalia to put on to represent the fraternity, or food to eat. That was the type of person he was. Myself, my wife, Christy, we were privileged that Kareem allowed us to be his friend. I can't say that I was privileged. I was privileged that he allowed me to be a friend. I was privileged that if I called him, he would take my call and I could tell him about difficult times I had, any struggles that I was going through. And he always had a positive word. The one thing I could say about Kareem, he always had a word and he always had a positive word. And I guess that's one of the things that we were jealous of about Kareem, that he could talk so much and he could talk so well about many different topics and subjects. And it's gonna be hard not to hear his booming voice or see that big smile again and know that if you needed a positive word of encouragement, that Kareem would be that person who could give that to you. He was the linchpin of everything. And as you hear from everyone who talks today, they're going to tell you that Kareem was the center. He was the circle. He was that point. He was the person that you could go to get that inspiration, that encouragement, that whatever you needed to go forward, Kareem was that person who could do that for you. And I don't think anyone can express their sadness at his sudden passing. I think we are privileged that we got to know him, that he allowed us to be in his circle, and that we were blessed enough to just get a taste of what it was like to know Beef, Big K, Zeus, Spinks, all the different names that we know him as, but he was still that same special person to everyone. And I'll end by saying that I feel good that I can't say that I have a special Kareem story, because Kareem was that type of person that everyone, they have a Kareem story. We could sit down and this tribute could go on for another 48 hours because he was that important to all of us. So to Simone, to his family, it's a tremendous loss. We're here for you, anything we can do. And we're not saying that as a cliche. Kareem was so important to all of us that we have your back. If you need something, you know who to call. Thank you, Brother Sawyer.
Thank you very much, brothers. We will now move on to sorors, the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and we will have our state director, Soror Christy Cargill, if she is on, followed by the president of the Theta Epsilon Zeta chapter, Soror Margaret Wheeler.
Good evening, everyone. It is strange. It's honestly very strange to be here to pay tribute to Kareem when, you know, this is something that none of us would have expected. However, I stand privileged to extend condolences to his family and Simone, his children, on behalf of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and the state of the Bahamas. Kareem was the testament and definition of a brother to many of us. He was a friend, family, a mentor, and he was truly there at a time between when Sigma and Zeta was developing its strong bond, and Kareem was an integral part of making sure that we got together, that we hung out with each other, that we got to know each other, and that we truly were a family. From him assisting us with step shows, from attending events, from like summertime switcher. Many a times he had begged to let Sigmas have a table, and we always would say no because we know he would bring it. Planning the blue and white ball, let me tell you, nobody could tie a sash like Kareem when it came to helping us with decor. He was full of life and full of energy, and he brought that to the table every day in every situation and every event that he participated in and every person that he interacted with. Even for those who did not have a close relationship with Kareem, they could feel that energy. And it didn't matter whether you were new to the organization or you were old to the organization. He was an all-inclusive type of person. He was definitely the glue that brought everyone together and kept us together. I remember many a times we had Christmas socials by his mother's house, and those were events that we looked forward to, especially those sisters and brothers who were off to school. Like, you would not want to miss a Christmas social because you know it was going to be fun. We even had game nights at the dance school. You were ready for the competition. Kareem was ready to bring it, and it was all in good fun. You know, there's a verse, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And I know for the majority of us, comfort is a distance away. But the fact that we are able to celebrate the impact that he had on our lives, on our organizations, is a blessing. And I think is a true testament to the type of person that he was. And we are all honored and should be honored to have had him for the time that we did in our lives. So I think that in itself should be in comfort to us. We have so many, many memories that we can look back on, pictures and videos and stories that we can all share for a lifetime with him. So I think that is truly an honor that we were able to have the time that we did with him. Again, he was the biggest supporter to our organization. and helping us bridge the gap between Sigma and Zeta. And for that, we will all be grateful to him. And thank you to his family for sharing him with us. Once again, on behalf of the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated in the state of Bahamas, we are praying for you, Simone, and the children, his parents, and know that we are family, we love you, and we are here for you. Thank you.
A very pleasant good evening. I just want to thank the family for the opportunity to give condolences to the Hanna family. We are truly praying for you. As it has been said repeatedly over and over on this call, that Kareem is a giant of a man. He was a mighty man of valor. Any room he stepped in, Kareem always made a great impact. As Brother Sawyer would have said, or Brother Barkers, everyone can have a Kareem story. When I was looking through the photos this evening, I said, Lord, Kareem's gone in everybody's wedding. He was the best man, the groomsman, that go-to person, and he will never say no. All he would say is, I got your back. And so we want to hold on to those precious memories that our dearly beloved brother has left us with. We want to take this opportunity right now to just reflect on the word of God, because we know that this is a hard one to swallow. You know, we would say, as Psalm 73 verse 26 would say, my flesh and my heart fail it, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. So I want to say tonight to all of you who love Kareem, who've had the opportunity to know him, that Kareem will always live on in our hearts, in our thoughts, in our prayers. He is gone, but he is not forgotten. On behalf of the ladies of Theta Epsilon Zeta chapter, we send heartfelt condolences to his wife, Simone, to his mom, Yona, to his kids, that at this time we are constantly praying for your strength. Thank you so much.
Boy, Margaret, after that one, I got to do a little Kareem moment, because you make it through without crying. I'm proud of you. I think that's what Kareem would say to you just now. You know, like I'm proud of you. I was waiting for the breakdown and you made it through. And so Kareem would have a big laugh and a big smile and put his arm on you right now, call you cousin, and tell you thank you very much. He's proud of you. So thank you to the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta for your tributes. Our next person up, we will ask Frater Ricardo DeVoe, the charter president of the Nassau Bahamas chapter of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, to bring remarks on behalf of the NPHC.
Hi, Moderator Frater Sawyer and members of the Greek community, to the Hanna family, a pleasant good evening. Kareem Hanna, as it was already said, joined the local chapter in 2001. Well, in 2002, Kareem became a member of the Nassau. It was undisputed. He loved his fraternity, but he was a Greek at heart. We know that in the Greek community, whether you wear blue and white, red and white, black and gold, purple and gold, or whatever color, sometimes we are very, we are only thinking about our organization, but Kareem was one of those individuals who, when he joined the National Pan-Hellenic Council, he assisted in bringing Greek unity to this country. One of the things that I was happy as soon as, fresh off the blocks, he became a member of the Barefoot Summer Jam Committee, and then he headed the committee bringing together all the Greeks to ensure that we have a great Greek step show. And we had some great Greek step shows. He was also a part of the Greek Hall of Fame committee, again, bringing his dynamism to the organization or being there to ensure that we were promoting greater Greek unity. Again, a great lover of Phi Beta Sigma, but a great lover of making sure that we were able to come together. Kareem did not treat people differently. Where I was an alpha and he was sigma, and we got along. And that is he is one of very few Greeks who really personify that, or what we could call an ambassador of Greekdom. Kareem lived a great life. He was a great friend. And so on behalf of the Nassau Bahamas Pan-Hellenic Council, its president, Vincent Thompson, also I send greetings on behalf of our international president of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, because he was a Greek man. And so to the family, to his wife, to his children, his mother, his fraternity brothers, remember, God will strengthen us through this time. And rest in peace, Frater Kareem Hanna. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Frater. Next, we will have tributes to Kareem from members of the District Grand Lodge of the Bahamas. We will start off with Right Worshipful District Grand Master, Brother Anthony Ulysses Bostwick, and he will be followed by the Right Worshipful Master of Lord St. David, Brother Dennis Williams.
Moderator Sawyer, Simone, Yuno, family, friends, members of the Greek Fraternity. On behalf of the District Grand Lodge of the Bahamas, Scottish Constitution, express our sincere condolences. As we say in another place, as the sun rises in the east to open and lighten the day, so are persons placed in the east to employ and instruct. By the hands of the great architect of the universe, this evening, I've been employed and instructed to bring condolences on behalf of the District Grand Lodge of the Bahamas. After having been very active in many other organizations, including Junior Achievement, One Family, JBLN, and his fraternity, Brother Hanna joined Freemasonry some 3 years ago and already started to make his mark. He was active in all meetings and community service events. Even before joining, he was a very active in Lord St. David, 1741, dying around. And no one on his bus will forget his smile and the happy nature he and his wife brought to that bus. He was big on family, always involving his wife and children in everything he did. Sports, watching, playing, and coaching. Canoe, youth advancement. We met very often in those parades by the Christchurch Cathedral when One Family would finish their rush and the Valley Boys would buck there. And we would exchange our usual year-end salutations and greetings, but he would always express his love, not only for his fraternity, but for his country. I can honestly say that the Bahamas has not only lost a son of the soil, but has lost a positive contributor to our society. May the great architect of the universe continue to guide and bless him, bless his family, and bless his fraternal life. So mote it be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Worshipful District Grand Master. DGM, I know you and I speak about this very often as well. The only thing that I will say in a tribute, when you said One Family, we forgot to say One Family, the greatest Canoe organization in the world. This is Kareem's memorial, so we don't want to leave out any accolades. The greatest Canoe organization in the world. So thank you very much, Right Worshipful District Grand Master. Next, the Right Worshipful Master of Lord St. David has given his apologies. He will not be able to speak. We will go next to another love of Kareem, the great Queen's College. And anyone who knows Kareem will know that he will brag about Queen's College, especially 11H in the class of 91, but the entire class. And so they have a video that will be played. After the video, on behalf, we will have a tribute by Rudy Mosley and then Dr. DeLon Brennan. On behalf of the graduating class of QC 91, we wish to extend our sincere condolences to the family of Kareem Hanna. Here is how we knew him.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Kareem, we love you. We miss you. You could never be forgotten.
Kareem, you will be missed by so many for so long. My Gemini twin is gone, and I will be broken for a very, very long time. Miss you, bro, and I love you. Till we meet again.
Kareem and I were in high school in Queens College, and we graduated in grade 11 with the class of 91. Kareem will be sorely missed by his friends, family, and the class of 91. He had a very uplifting type spirit, and he somehow managed to make everybody feel special. That was the effect he had on people. We send his prayers and condolences to his family. Have a nice day and God bless.
This is my best memory of Binks. Walking into QC in 7th grade, finally they brought the entire 7th grade together from orientation. I was coming from a different school, and there he was on that top balcony there. By then was 7H. It ended up being 11H by the time we graduated. And he was there, and he said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Lakeisha." He said, "Oh, my name is Kareem Hanna." Very jolly, very into his children, his family, Simone, Mrs. Hanna. On behalf of the graduating class of QC 91, we wish to extend our sincere condolences to the family of Kareem Hanna. Here is how we knew him.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Kareem, we love you. We miss you. You could never be forgotten.
Kareem, you will be missed by so many for so long. My Gemini twin is gone, and I will be broken for a very, very long time. Miss you, bro, and I love you. Till we meet again.
Kareem and I were in high school in Queens College, and we graduated in grade 11 with the class of 91. Kareem will be sorely missed by his friends, family, and the class of 91. He had a very uplifting type spirit, and he somehow managed to make everybody feel special. That was the effect he had on people. We send his prayers and condolences to his family. Have a nice day and God bless.
This is my best memory of Binks. Walking into QC in 7th grade, finally they brought the entire 7th grade together from orientation. I was coming from a different school, and there he was on that top balcony there. Then was 7H. It ended up being 11H by the time we graduated. And he was there, and he said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Lakeisha." He said, "Oh, my name is Kareem Hanna." Very jolly, very excited to be in 7th grade. Very commanding personality, very genuine person. Into his children, his family, Simone, Mrs. Hanna, and Mrs. Hanna. Sincere condolences, but he was an amazing person, amazing personality, and a genuine, true friend.
I first met Kareem in 1984. That would be grade 4, Mr. Beth's class. While we weren't necessarily fast friends, we did become lifelong friends. Mr. Large and in charge, the gentle giant, Kareem Hanna, has left some pretty big shoes to fill, and a very rich legacy to carry on.
Kareem is truly a friend, a brother, someone that no matter when we had an opportunity to see each other from primary school, high school, through college. So I just want to say condolences to his family, condolences to all his friends, and know that we as a QC 91 family will stand behind you and will continue to support you. Just ask what needs to be done and we will be there for you. We continue to pray and continue to pray God's blessings upon all of you. Thank you very much.
Ryan here. I was a part of the QC 91 Senior Boys Championship softball team with Kareem Hanna. We had some good years challenging the other schools coming out on top. And since then, sports has been integral in Mr. Hanna's life. As alumni, we always would get together, and you'd always look for Kareem at any sporting event, track and field, basketball, softball, he can be there. Hey, you're gonna be missed, old boy. On behalf of 91, condolences to your family. Take your rest.
Kareem was a great guy and a good friend, taken too soon. Remember the good things, his smile, his laugh, and his huge heart. I will. My most heartbroken condolences to the family. Jason Higgs, 11H.
An unknown author says it best. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared, with laughter through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a loving, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. We were all definitely blessed to have Kareem a part of our lives. We love you, we miss you, from Wellington and Chandra.
Keep smiling, keep shining is what comes to mind when I think of Kareem. Kareem, you are always smiling bright, but definitely shining brighter. With your passing, I know your spirit stays alive inside us, and it will keep us smiling and shining until we meet again. Rest in love, my brother. Rest.
When you're in a room with Kareem, you know you're in a room with Kareem. The voice, the laugh, the whole presence of him let you know he was there. The weird thing about it is he also knew you were there, and he made a point to acknowledge everybody that was in his presence. He had that knack of letting you know that he saw you, he valued you, and he treasured your presence. And for that, his presence will be missed.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. 'Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Hey. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the dreams.
The news of Kareem's death came as a shock. I knew him from the time he was in the primary school, where he made an impression on all those with whom he came into contact. That jovial spirit, passion for Queen's College, love of sports, especially softball, loyalty to his friends, and his respectful manner were among Kareem's distinguishing characteristics, which he displayed throughout his high school career. A devoted husband and father, he took great pride in the accomplishments of his children. His eldest daughter, Kareem, recently graduating from Queen's College, his alma mater, in June of this year. There is a saying which is often quoted when someone this young and vibrant passes away. Gone too soon. In this case, Kareem has really gone too soon. It was a distinct pleasure to have known him, and my wife and I extend our sincerest condolences to his loving and devoted wife and children. He is and will continue to be missed by all those who knew him. May he rest in peace.
Memories bring back your. 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 Memories bring back your.
Rudy, you can go ahead.
Okay. On behalf of the class of 91, I do want to express my sincerest and deepest condolences to the Hanna family. You know, as I sit here and I listen and I reflect on my memory of Kareem from high school, I must say that everything that everyone else has said has been confirmed. But what I'm reflecting on right now is, what has he taught me? And what has this lesson taught me? That life is short to live silent. Life is too short to live with regret. Life is too short to live with inhibitions. Kareem was a free spirit. He had the biggest personality when he filled the room. It's once said that life is a gift from God, and how we live our lives is our gift back to him. I want to encourage everyone during this time to love passionately and to love boldly. For today we're here and tomorrow we're not. And that we should not take any day or any person for granted. We are to live full and die empty. Those are the things that I've learned from Kareem, my dear brother, Kareem Hanna. The Hanna family will be in my thoughts and prayers. And on behalf of the class of 1991 QC, we will be here for you.
Thank you very much, Queens College. That video was awesome.
Thank you.
Sorry. Go ahead.
For the opportunity to just speak on behalf of the Queens College the class of 1991. Kareem has been a part of our family, our friendship for, when we look back now, it's been 30 years since we graduated. But even before that, we have been friends, we have been family from primary school. We grew up together and we became, adolescents together. We became men together. We went off to school, and now, we had an opportunity to come back home and make contributions to Bahamian society as a whole. We had an opportunity to be part of what it means to be 11H and QC 91, and that has never left us. And there's a reason why, people know him and know us as that family, because we long believed that that was a place that we had to play in society and we had something to contribute. And it is heartwarming to know that through all of these tributes that he was able to make that mark, and he was able to set that trend, and he was able to act as a brother. He was able to act as a friend to each and every person he was able to come across, and for everyone who was able to benefit from a smile, a word, a laugh, a hug, some form of contribution that he was able to give to those who were in his presence. We all stand proud as a collective, not just as a school, not just as a class, but all of us who were on this call, and for those who weren't able to make the call, for us to know that he was a part of what we would like to be and be that change that the world is looking for. So the way we can continue to honor his legacy is for us to be a part of what it means to be a friend to each other, be friendly to each other, be a part of mentoring, be a part of family, be parents, be sons, be cousins, be uncles, be the one that is going to be the one to put aside petty differences and reach out and say, I'm here for you. I want to be here for you. I want to give you my last dollar, give you the shirt off my back. It goes across every iota of what society is. And if we can just live up to that legacy, I know he would be proud to say that we were associated with him and that he was once associated with us. And for us, we want you to know that we will continue to stand proud as people who are associated with him, and for his family, to his mother, to his wife, to his kids. Please know that this is not the end of our association. We will continue to be there for you, whether we are locally in presence, whether we are at a distance. We will continue to be a part of your lives. and we want to be there to continue to support you. So if there's ever a moment where you think there is something that comes up, we are here for you and for your entire family, for everyone who is associated. We want to be that legacy that he has left behind. So thank you for the ability to participate, and thank you for embracing us as friends, as family, as we move forward to continue his legacy from now into eternity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Queens College class of 91. My only question is where y'all find Mr. Roberts. That's the only question I have for y'all. I think anyone that went to Queens College in that era knows Mr. Roberts well. And I think y'all did Simone wrong when y'all post the picture. I mean, we love it, but anybody here that went to SAC, might not love it. It seems like that picture came from one of the times when QC was beaten up on SAC at the track meet because Simone didn't look too happy. So thank you again, Queens College. Next up, we will have one of Kareem's more recent loves. Kareem jumped in everything he did. And so we will have up next the CEO of Cable Bahamas, followed by a video from his Alive team. And then Raymond from Alive will do a tribute after the video.
Thanks, Gerard. And good evening, everyone. First of all, on behalf of myself and my family, the board, executives, management, and all of our Live and Cable Bahamas family, we wish to extend our deepest condolences to Kareem's family, especially to Simone and his kids. Please be assured of our prayers, or the prayers of my family. While I know this is a sad occasion, I wish to encourage each of us to live a life like Kareem, which is best summarized in the words of Pastor Miles, the late Pastor Miles Monroe, who said, "Our goal should be to die empty." Many of us can recount the impact that Kareem has had as a colleague, coach, friend, and brother. But for me, he was a part of the foundation of Alive and someone who drove the success of our organization, firstly through his IT expertise, but more significantly through his impact in the hallways of the office. Clowning through the hallways of the office, clowning or encouraging someone. He was the life of our Alive at 5, and we will miss him. Again, I want to just wish all of you, the shock of Kareem's passing is just incredible, as he was on a call with us minutes before he passed away. And so I really want to extend condolences and to say to Kareem, sleep on, my brother, colleague, and friend. Thank you, Gerard, and thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll now have the video from Alive.
So I went and I Googled the name Kareem, just to see what the meaning of the name was. There were two adjectives that I found against the meaning: noble and generous. And so when you listen to all of the comments that have been coming back from his colleagues, his friends, the wider community, noble and generous sums up his character, his personality, his spirit, his being. Kareem, I want to thank you for all of your contributions that you've made to Alive. You joined the company at a very pivotal time, and you were one of those persons that helped to drive that spirit and energy that we needed in order to be successful at that particular time.
It's often you wonder how you beat people. I still don't remember how I met Kareem. Might have been Greek, might have been to a step show, but he always had that appeal about him. I remember going into Starbucks and seeing him and Simone come in Starbucks and, hey, wait, I need to talk to you, But you know, the long story short, he joined us out live in 2016 when he was building the business. And his first job was to build out the stores with Webster Johnson. And man, them guys were like clowns, right? It was just crazy. And they got to meet everybody, they got to travel, they got to build out the stores, they got to do quite a bit. And then Kareem's next elevation was to deal with a new tool called PTT. And then what we did totally was we put him totally in charge of PTT. And then after that, he then took over the help desk. He did that transition because Kareem was hardworking, he was committed, he was focused. It was a lot of fun. And what I liked about him, he was a family man, is also like myself, a huge community guy. Alive, the Bahamas and the young people of the Bahamas not only lost someone, they lost somebody special. So Kareem, superstar all around, hardworking, committed, dedicated, fun-loving. He was part of the CPR committee. He was part of the building safety committee. He was my go-to for anything needed to be done. And he also built a very good relationship with many of the team members. So yeah, we'll miss Kareem.
I've been having a real struggle with accepting that my good buddy is gone. He's been so integral in my acclimation into the team, and even into Alive. I recall when I was headed in to do an interview with Dwayne. It's my first interview to go in to get into this position as the lead architect for Alive. I was walking up the pathway into Alive and Kareem was coming out the doors. And I was like, babe, I'm nervous. I am a wreck. And Kareem said, man, what you worrying about, bro? You a project manager? You know your stuff when it comes to IT. Man, you've been training. I know you know this thing, man. You know your stuff. You go inside there and you ace this. You got this. Don't worry about anything. And I'm summarizing, but Kareem made me feel so comfortable. At the end of that conversation, man, everything, all the weight, all the nervousness, all of that stuff just dropped off of me, man. And that's the type of person Kareem was. That's the type of person he was from I knew him. And I've known Kareem for quite some time now.
I first met Kareem Hanna around 1990 as his mom and I worked together. He would visit the office on occasion when his mom picked him up or when he was dropped off there to wait for her to get off. As time went on, we were kept abreast of Kareem, the beloved son's development and accomplishment, as we were never allowed to forget that he was indeed the apple of his mother's eye and her pride and joy. We celebrated many of life's joys and sorrows through family connections and ties. Many years later, we met again. This time, we were co-workers, and soon he became my manager. Our bond strengthened as we found that we had links through many other avenues. For example, Freedom Farm, the Millers Heights crew, church family, and so on. This time around, I experienced Kareem the man, a caring, compassionate, fun-loving husband and father with a huge heart, always willing to go the extra mile for those he came into contact with. Sleep on, Kareem.
Kareem, listening to those around me talk about you, many say they would hear you before they saw you. And while that was certainly true, it was more than you we saw. It was more than you we heard. It was really your genuine and enjoyable presence that we felt. No meeting, social event, training session, or game at the park was complete until you arrived. You were so much to so many people. Husband, son, father, brother, uncle, cousin, friend, coach, colleague, and the list goes on. Moreover, you are affable, agreeable, helpful, gregarious, selfless, patient, funny, hardworking, reliable, and so much more. I watch your family, friends, and colleagues in anguish and confusion as they all mourn while trying to make sense of what has happened. And we may never know why, but we can all agree that there is no one who can fill the gap that you have left. But we can all keep pushing for the sake of each other while keeping your legacy alive. Simone, Gramiuna, Korea, Casey, Ashton, Aaron, please have our heartfelt condolences from both my families, the Rolls and Alive IT. And from Pelia and Peyton, we love you, cousin.
Words can't quite express just how shocking, how suddenly things have changed, but really wanted to just acknowledge for the entire KO Bahamas group his passing this week. One that for me has just been a very weighty week, one that quite frankly I still feel as if maybe I'll wake up one day and it's not real, but wanted to just thank all of you for your hard work, your commitment this week in spite of the difficult week we've all had with the passing of our colleague Kareem. As you all know, although I feel weighty, he would not want us to be weighty. I mean, every time I saw Kareem, he was the life of the party. He was the guy encouraging somebody else. He was the guy motivating his kids and someone else's kids on the baseball field to continue to press on, that they could do this. And so I feel important to remind us that we will get through this. And I want to, again, extend condolences to all of you, as particularly his IT colleagues, who I'm sure this is even more real for you than for the rest of us. And lastly, to Simone and to Kareem's family, we want to extend our deepest and heartfelt condolences to each of you as you try to get through each day, day by day, as you come to terms with his physical body not being here. But want to assure you that every day, I'm sure it'll get better, that God still is in control of our lives and of every circumstance. And so I want to just assure you that my prayers, my family's prayers, the prayers of KO Bahamas, your KO Bahamas family is with you. And we will continue to walk with you guys over the next weeks and months, and are here to support in any way we can. So I love you, we love you all, and I look forward to each of you helping us, holding on to each other as we get through the coming weeks. God bless you all.
Yeah. All right. All right, yeah. I understand that, but okay. I have to deal with something. I'll call you right back, all right? I'm gonna call you right back, yeah? All right. Take a look in the room, guys. What do you see? Yeah? Yeah? Tell me what it is you see, yeah? I called you all here today. Tell me what you see. Nothing, right? Nothing, yeah? Every time we come in, yeah? I set up for a meeting, and there's no bloody remote, yeah? This is the last time that I'm gonna come in here, yeah? It's embarrassing when I have to come in here, and there's no remote, yeah? Dwayne, your IT, yeah? You and your team are responsible for this, yeah? If I come in here one more time, Kareem, you're quiet. You can't talk, yeah? You're responsible. Michelangelo, yeah? You too, right? I can't expect Dwayne to do everything. You're gonna get this right. One more time, and somebody's gonna go home, yeah? I said it.
Just a really dear and great friend, man. I'm gonna miss him crazy, man.
So yeah, we'll miss Kareem. We will miss Kareem.
You provided that energy. You made everyone smile and laugh, and we thank you for that. Thank you, Kareem.
Thank you very much to the Alive and Cable Bahamas team. We will now have a speaker from Simone's workplace who will bring tributes. That is Adrian Carey. After that, we will have Dwayne Adderley from the National Insurance Board and Erdley Grant from Campbell Shipping.
Good evening, all. Stand on the protocol already established, also as a brother and a benefactor of Kareem Hanna's insurmountable love and kindness. While I met Kareem back in primary school, I bring sincere condolences on behalf of the business banking team at RBC, where Kareem loaned with interest, massive interest, his dear wife, Simone. It was so clear how much he loved and supported and adored his family. Nothing is more soothing than having a devoted partner to lean on after a long and arduous day. And while work was important and a big part of Brother Hanna's life, what was even more remarkable was his obvious bond and closeness Kareem and Simone shared. Another dimension of the kind of person Kareem was. No matter how busy he was, he would always call Simone to check on her, even if it was 20 times in 20 minutes, if only to say, "I love you." And that stood out for so many of us. While we celebrate the life and times of Kareem, Simone, your colleagues at RBC are praying for you and thinking about you and your family. And we wish and ask God for your continued guidance and comfort. Thank you.
Good evening to all. Indeed, my heart is also saddened as we think and reflect back on Kareem. Kareem was one of those persons that just meant everything to everybody. He was just a special kind of guy. We all worked together in IT at the National Insurance Board, and each person in IT during the time that Kareem worked with us know that Kareem was always the life of everything. If you want something to go well, you definitely get Kareem involved in it. I remember I had to MC a few parties, and Kareem was definitely involved with those as well. And when it came to putting things together, he was always the mastermind behind the way it ought to go. And not only the way it ought to go, but the way that would be pleasing to everyone. When I heard about his death, I was honestly saddened, and I ended up just right away dialing his cell phone number. I just can't believe Kareem is gone. I'm an alpha, and Kareem is a sigma, but you would never know from the way we act with each other that we were different Greeks. We just became bonded. Even though I would always tease him that we were the first of Greeks, and he'd always tell me, "What color is the sky, DA? What color is the sky?" He said, "God made the sky blue." Anyway, we won't go into all of that. But anyway, we would always, tease each other, and we just have a whole lot of fun. Green would definitely be missed. And what I like about Kareem more than anything else is I think about his life, the way he mentored young people. I mean, he would bring young folks into the National Insurance Board, where he would have a lot of the high school students teaching them how to step. They would be involved in the JA program and everything else. And Kareem was always someone that if you're around him, you're going to get positive energy. I like to say on behalf of all of the folks of IT and the National Insurance Board that work with Kareem, of course, I have to speak on behalf of his bestie, Lisa Culmer, who everybody knows how close he and Lisa were. They were just the best of friends, and she's going through a whole lot as well. And, but like they say, God always, take the best. So we just hope that, we can all understand through this process, the meaning of it somehow. And his daughter, Korea, I know how much, she meant to him. And of course, later on his son. And I would just like encourage everyone to pray for the family. Let us, wherever we can help, let us do that. And most of all, let us live the kind of life that he lived among people, being able to greet everyone with a smile, no matter what the differences were. So I would just like to say in closing that Kareem was a special guy, and God lent him to us for a certain time, and for many of us to show each other how we ought to act with one another, and to always love and care about each other. May his soul rest in peace. I pray for his family that indeed one day he will rise in glory and we'll all see each other again, where there'll be no more party. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwayne. There's Early Grant still on the call from Campbell Shipping. If not, we will go ahead and move on, trying to give them just a little bit more time. No? Okay. As we have spoken
Excuse me, I'm
about-
still here. I was on mute.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, the first thing, I remember when I first met Kareem, it was actually in the parking lot of the National Insurance Board. My wife still works for the National Insurance Board. And I remember I was telling her that I need someone. I need someone to help us, because at that time, Campbell Shipping was a fairly small, but it was a growing company. And we needed real good IT people. And she told me, Erdely, I know this guy, Kareem. He would be perfect in there. And of course, at the time I was overwhelmed and I would say, yeah. So one day she said, meet him. So I pulled in the parking lot, and I think remember this was like a Wednesday, because I just remember that we had this long meeting that I was tired. And Kareem came out and he said, Mr. Grant, I'm Kareem. I'd be very interested in seeing if I can assist you at Campbell Shipping. At the time I said, okay, send me your resume and then we will make an arrangement. He sent in his resume, we made an arrangement, he came in and we sat down with the HR department. But then I really saw his personality. And there's one thing that Kareem was real good at. A lot of people, in this memorial talked about his large personality and talked about how he felt empathy for people. But the main thing that made Kareem great to me was that he was a brilliant IT person. He was incredible in his understanding, and he was incredible with customers. Customers would get frustrated, and Kareem would just put them at ease. And we're talking about an organization not like Alive or NIB, but we were a small organization, but we were spread all over the world. Kareem would assist people as far away as Japan, South America, Europe, and he had a way of putting people at ease. And the one great thing about Kareem is that he never forgot a name. No matter how small or how big the name was, he would speak to you once and then he would remember. And that if that person called back, he would be able to deal with that person at a professional level. And that made my life a lot easier. And those qualities that I saw in Kareem, I knew one day that he was going to be either a manager or a president of a company. And the day that he told me that he was going in Alive, I bet him, and I'm sorry if the president of Alive is still here, but I bet him that within 8 years, Kareem would have been the president of Alive. And he was on his way. He was getting promotions. And every single time he would email me and he would tell me, Mr. Grant, I got a promotion, I would tell him, okay, Kareem, you got 4 more years left. And then he would laugh. But I don't want to carry on too much, but just to give you an idea of the type of person Kareem was. We had this gentleman that worked for our company for about 3 years. And he moved back to Scotland to get married. Kareem came up with the insane suggestion of sending him a case of Collect Light. And guess what we did? He went out, he bought the case, and we figured out a way, and we shipped him an entire case of Collect Light for his wedding gift. That's the type of person that Kareem was. And even though we weren't working with each other, we were still constantly in contact. Matter of fact, the last time I spoke to Kareem was about 6 months ago, in which he assisted the university in actually coming up with speakers that we needed. And of course, Kareem always let me know when there was some sort of opening in a live that I would then direct our students to. So Kareem is a person who I am going to miss. But more than that, he was a brilliant IT person that had a lot of gray matter between his ears. And at times at the times where he was so boisterous, you would not really think it, but he was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much. That was some of Kareem's former co-workers who were speaking on tribute to him. Next up, we know another one of Kareem's great loves is sports. And if the hour was not so long, I would go into some of his favorite sports teams, which he and I shared most of, but we're getting a bit late. So we won't talk about the Lakers and the Dolphins right now. We will just let Todd Richards and Ken Adderley speak on behalf of the baseball community, Miko Sands on behalf of the football community.
Good night, everyone. I've known Kareem for almost, see if you can hear me. You guys can hear me?
Yes, you're good.
All right, good. Yeah, I know Kareem for almost 12 years. I first met Kareem when I was 9 years old. Me and his stepson, we were on the same baseball team, and we didn't really have a good coach at the time. So Kareem used to come out to the park and really coach us from the sidelines. And then, like later on that season, we both made the all-star team, and Kareem was the assistant coach. And from there, me and Kareem established a great bond. And fast forward a few years, when I turned about 15 years old, he became my coach up until I graduated high school. Kareem was just always encouraging. Like he was the one coach that always made you feel like you could just be yourself on the field. You know, a lot of players come to the baseball park and, you know, you make a mistake and you kind of beat up for the rest of the week, but Kareem always made you feel like it happens. You know, he was just always optimistic, you know, always encouraging. And you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, and Kareem was a big part of my village and so many others. You know, like a lot of people say, you could hear him before you see him, and Kareem was one person you couldn't hide from. You know, I see a lot of guys come to the ballpark, even me sometimes, you know, sometimes you just want to lay low, and Kareem would just shout your name and everybody at the park would just know you arrived. Like, that's just the kind of person he was, always full of life. And, you know, when we were in high school, you know, everyone knows Kareem went to QC, big QC fan. When we were in high school, most of Kareem players, including myself, were from SAC. So every time he make a mistake, he'd be like, "Boy, these SAC boys." And that's just, but he always loved us. But when we played against QC, you know, he was QC fan, but he always was still rooting for our success. You know, that was just Kareem. He always made practice fun. You know, you wanted to come to the field because, you know, Kareem was going to make you laugh. You know, he's going to make you feel comfortable. He always made sure everyone feel comfortable, you know, like when he asked me, the last few months, I spent a lot of time with Kareem because he asked me to be his assistant coach for baseball summer league. And I feel like that was God telling me, or God giving me the opportunity to spend more time with him and for him to groom me more, to get ready for his departure. I remember the day right before Kareem left us. It was the last day of the season, and we were about to go to the baseball field. And I told a few of my friends that played on the team when I was playing to just come out. I was like, okay, y'all just come out today. Y'all come out today. It's the last game of the season. Y'all come out. Y'all come watch the boys. It's like I said, I was the assistant coach, and you know, a few of the former players they came and they watched our team play, and I feel like that was God just telling me to get my boys to see Kareem one last time, and to get him to see his boys one last time. You know, that's how we all feel, because It was just, like you say, it was shocking, but the news was shocking, but I can't really be mad. I can't really, Kareem was an amazing person. Just to spend so many years with him, for him to have a huge impact on my life, I could only be thankful. A lot of guys feel the same way. The team, like I said, I've talked to the team the past few days, and just always positive remarks every day. They just have positive remarks and saying how much they're going to miss coach and how much they're going to play for him and how much he was the best coach they ever had. And like the team, it was really a tough loss for us all, a whole JBLN family. But like I say, we have to stay happy. We have to stay happy that he was a part of our lives, that he had an impact on our lives, and like that's all I really I can say right now. And Kareem, the thing about Kareem, we shared an amazing bond, but we had a lot of things that were not common. He went to QC, I went to SAC. He was a Lakers fan, I was a Celtics fan. He was a Red Sox fan. I mean, I was a Red Sox fan, he was a Yankee fan. I was a Patriot fan, he was a Dolphin fan. And we would argue about sports every day. I would just post something on social media. Kareem would be the first one to comment all the time. And like even right now, when I scroll on social media and I see a lot of sports news, I think about Kareem every time, because those are things that we shared in common. Those are things when we would interact with each other. But yeah, we're really gonna miss Kareem. But like I say, every time I saw Kareem, every time I saw him after baseball practice, I'd always be like, "See you later, coach." I'd always say, "See you later." I never said goodbye. See you later. So, coach, I just want to say, see you later. This is not a goodbye, but I'll see you later, coach. And we love you on behalf of the whole Indians family, the whole Nationals baseball team and JBL. And we love you, coach. And your legacy will live on forever.
Good night. I'm just lost for words. Knowing that I spoke with him that Friday before he died. I mean, we had a game against the Nationals because I played the coach of the Braves. And we were just planning for that Saturday to do a home run derby. And so we got together, me and Kareem and some of the other coaches were getting together to plan what we're going to do. And then it rained that Saturday. And then the games on Sunday, I was not able to come to the game that Sunday. And so I wasn't able to see him that Sunday. But I was lost for words because he was there. And then the other day he was not there. He was always a fiery person. We always had tremendous battles because I'm the coach of the Braves and the coach of the Mariners. He's the coach of the Indians and coach of the Nationals. And we had competitive rivalry every game. But the awesome thing is after the game, we would just laugh and joke about it. He was a tremendous person, a tremendous coach, and we loved him, and he's going to be missed tremendously at JBLN because every time I look at the Indians, I will think of him. Every time I look at the Nationals, we will think of him. But the whole family at JBLN, straight down from the president, Jeff Walcott, and the whole executive team, and all of the coaches, especially in the junior and the senior division, is going to miss him because he's a fixture down at JBLN for the last couple of years. And I was honored to have the time to spend the last few years being able to coach with him when we go a national team and against him when we play during the league. And so Kareem was really a good friend. You could have called him and said, let's switch days, let's switch games, and let's do the schedule. And he was always very receptive to what's going on. And so he's going to be really missed by my team, the Braves and the Mariners. We're going to miss because we had those tremendous competitive games. He's going to be missed by the whole JBLN coaches in that division and the JBLN family. He's going to be missed. And so on behalf of us, to his family, his wife, and the kids, may the blessing of the Lord continue to be with you and keep you strong, and may the peace of God and the comfort of God surround you during this time. Because we know it's not easy, but God will begin to see you through. And so on behalf of the whole family of JBLN, we want to tell you how much we're going to miss him, and God knows best. And so I want to release this right now in Jesus' name.
Good night, peace and love to everybody. We just come by to encourage the family. Listen, this is a shocker for us in the Nassau Sunburners and the CAFL family. You know, this is something we never could get used to, not at all. Kareem was a giant of a man, especially on our football team. You know, we always talk about, you know, what he's done. He has taught me from 1999 coming into the game, and he grabbed me under his wings. You know, he's a true warrior on the football field. And then he always taught me how to really do sportsmanship. You know, during the game, we battled, we sweat, we tailed, we do everything. And then after the game, he really showed me how to have a true sportsmanship. You know, even off the field, he always talked to me on the side, you know, 60, you know, you got to do it like this, 60, what's going on? Even when I ventured into my own business, you know, he always come by, listen, encouraging me and pushing me, listen, you could do this, man. He encouraged me and my wife, you know, and I am very grateful for a man like him in my life. And our team, we'd like to say thank you on behalf of our coach, Mr. Richard Gardner, all our team captains, to Simone and all of the family members. We'd like to say thank you very much for allowing them just to play with us, man. You know, 7-5, we gonna miss you. We gonna miss you very much. 7-5 could never be filled. No other person but Kareem Hanna himself. He was a giant of a man. And on behalf of the CAFL, we miss you dearly. And we just like to encourage you guys, man. Let's be encouraged. Let God continue to push you, because he's a man who could come in the room and he could fill all of your needs. Just be encouraged. We thank you all very much. Burners for life.
Thank you very much. We're coming toward the end of the official part of the memorial. We will have two more speakers before our special speaker who will close us out. So we're going to ask Beecham Brennan from the Serenity community, and after that we will have Jude Smith.
Thank you very much, Gerard. Hope everybody can hear me. I'll be very brief in my remarks because so many good things have been said tonight of my good friend and neighbor, Mr. Kareem Hanna, tonight, so I don't need to say much. I first met Kareem many years ago through my good friend Felipe Major. And from the first moment I met him, he made me feel like I'd known him for many years. So I was so happy, and both of us were so happy when both of us realized that we purchased property in Serenity and that we were neighbors. We would always say, boy, I say we could run this corner, boy, you on one end and I on the other end, we could run this corner. You know what I mean? So it was so good to have him, a good friend as a neighbor. We truly lived like neighbors. I mean, both of us are Andrews boys, so we had our own Andrews sort of community. We lived like one. We shared everything from ice to fish to ketchup. You know what I mean? And he was a very unselfish, community-minded individual. I remember we were planning our first annual new community and building traditions and planning our first Easter egg extravaganza, and I was involved and he wasn't, and I said, Lord, I got to get Kareem involved. And as soon as I said to him, he said, Beecham, don't worry, I got you, man. I got you. Whatever it is, I just got you. And him and Simone and Yuna, Bruce, all the kids, everybody came, his whole family, and we made it a success. So with that said, on behalf of the homeowners, the Serenity community, we want to say condolences to Kareem's family. We're going to miss you. This is an unfortunate event that has happened in our community, and we're going to miss you, and your legacy will live on in our hearts. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Tom.
Good night, everybody. Special greetings to Simone, the family, the boys. This is not a good one for me, and I know not a good one for a lot of the baseball guys, because he was our rock. Like Todd said earlier, once we got a call from him, we got into action and everybody moved. So when I got the news, I couldn't believe it and don't want to believe it, just gone too soon. But 10 years since I've known him, and it's been a really good 10 years. You meet somebody and they just come into your life and fill up your life with positive things. We were at Freedom Farm. We started at Freedom Farm together, and then we moved from Freedom Farm. And the guys, the group of guys that played together needed a coach. And I reached out to him and Adrian, and they say, okay, no problem, guys. We'll be there. And so we all got in our JBLN, and like I said, we were a team. The Indians, the Nationals, the same set of guys that went from the Indians, went to the Nationals, and he was the head leader. He was our leader. I put a cage in the back of my yard just for the guys to have extra practice, and he would come up and coach guys. And I mean, he just was into it with everybody. He put everything into what he did. And as everybody spoke tonight, where we went, that's what he did. He put his full being, his whole body and soul into whatever he did. He emptied himself. And so you can see why he's gone too soon. So Simone, all I can say is I'm here for you. I'm here for the boys. Whenever you need me, you call, and I'm here. And I just want to say, God bless him, and may his spirit be with all of us for a long time.
Thank you very much. If anything else, needs to be said about Kareem, we have been on this call now for a very long time, and at the height of it, we were at 500 people, and even after a few hours, we still have over 380 persons on the call. So that should tell you the love and the impact that Kareem had on so many people from so many avenues of society. To let everyone know, after our final speaker, we will still be on. If you would like to say something, please just raise your hand. The chats are coming in. I was going to say send the chat, but they're coming in a little bit fierce. So if you do want to say something, raise your hand and I will call your name after our final speaker. So to bring the vote of thanks and to thank everyone for coming, Mrs. Simone Hanna.
Good night, everybody. Words cannot express the amount of thank yous that I just want to say to everybody. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your condolences, your sympathies, your calls, the time that you took to spend with us, the family and I, his mom, the kids, all of us would like to say thank you to everyone. We know that this is a very trying time for all of us. It was a big surprise, a shock, a void. There are no words that can express the amount of loss, pain that we're all feeling. Our hearts are all in a million pieces, but we are trying to pick up the pieces. It's going to be rough. We'll try to pick them up one by one, but together we will all get through this. So I just would like to say a special thank you to everyone that's on the call, everyone that's dropped off the call, everyone that's not on the call. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that Kareem was a big part of all of our lives, and he's a big loss for all of us. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, thank you. So everyone, we'd like to thank you for coming. Those of you who have to leave, we understand it has been a couple hours, but we will have a few more people bringing greetings. The first person will be Felipe Major, followed by Marco OGC, and then Alex Platinum.
Hello, guys. I just want to say it was if everybody know, you all could hear me? Could hear me, Gerard?
Yep, you're good.
All right. As everybody know, how close me and Kareem was. We were like night and day. You know, it was so funny. He was there for when my mom died. I just was home in January. He was there for when my dad died. And I told someone I'll be there for her. As you all know, both of my kids are his godparents. He's godparents for both of my kids, and I'm godparent for both of his kids. That's how we live. And he just told me when I was there last time, oh, give me Felipe's number. I'm gonna pick him up because he knows I'm not there. I'm gonna let him hang out with me. I will never forget when I was injured in the fire on Bay Street. Kareem took me into his house, and I couldn't walk for like a couple of months. And every day Kareem would call me, "What you want to eat?" He would bring food for me. He would lift me to the bathroom, and that's what a real friend is. Kareem is like, we call each other like 5 times a day. He's like, "What you doing after work?" He got me into playing football. Me playing football. He got me to come and do step shows for his J company, join the J company. And that's the person he was. Like, you couldn't say no to him. Like, he used to be over my house so much. I had toothbrush, pants, neckties. I had all kind of stuff for there for Kareem because I was like, okay, we hanging out. You know, you might not make it home. I don't want you to get home, go home, you know, drive home like that. So that's the friend he was to me. And I would never, ever forget him. And I always used to tease him. I told him, I know Simone before you. If people don't know, I used to be in Simone house because me and Simone brother used to play in the Boys Brigade band together. So I know Simone from she was young. And I always used to tease him. He's like, yeah, whatever. And that's what hurts me so much because I know both sides of the family. It's like when my mom died, his mom became my mom. Like I know most everybody in Kareem family, everybody. And he was a brother to me. And I told Simone anything she needs. I told my god kids anything they need, I am here. I might be far away, but I am here. And Simone, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Mom, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Everybody in the fraternity has done a great job. Even our line loves Kareem so much that when we was online, like we would pick each other up and we got to get Kareem. And so on behalf of my family, the major family, I would give my condolences to everyone. We will miss you, but we will see you again. Thanks, guys.
Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. So you can hear me?
Nobody really wanted you 3 hours.
Good night, good night. First off, I just want to give condolences to Simone. Oh, Mooney. I know this is a rough one, but through God's grace, we'll make it. And to my second mom, Yona. Oh, wow. First of all, it was May 22nd, 1975, that Kareem entered into this great universe. And for me, it was May 21st, 1974, that I came. All right, so I came before Kareem, 74, and he came 75. And I was on the 21st, me and my twin brother, and he was on the 22nd. Kareem has been my friend from May 22nd, 1975, I guess. And we have had a friendship, I guess, for life. From I first known Kareem, my childhood friend, This one is so hard. I've never ever lost a childhood friend. I've never came in contact with nobody like Kareem. It would be like Sunday after Sunday when we both arrive at church and I see him, I'd be like, yo, Banks, look here, you coming by this Sunday? He said, bro, don't worry about it. My clothes down in the car. My bag is already packed. So it would have been every Sunday. He either was at my grandmother's house or me and my twin brother either was at his house. But it was never one Sunday mess that we spend that time together. All right. And just growing up with Kareem, you know, the love of baseball was through Kareem. You know, through him, he got me into playing ball. And the day that I got the call that Kareem had died, there was a clipping that I still have to this day that our parents used to put us back in the Tribune back in the day to celebrate our birthdays. And I look at that clipping and I look at my brother right there. And it's so sad to know that I have lost not just a friend, I have lost a brother. I have lost a brother. Oh, I mean, this words can't express the love I have for him. Words can, it's just so much. And just listening to each and every one of you guys that gave a tribute to Kareem and the life that he lived was a fulfilled one. When I first got married and I told Kareem, like, hey, I'm getting married, I say, I want you to stand on my wedding. He said, okay, I got you. When? What time? And that was it. He was there. And I look back at the wedding pictures and I look at my brother, my friend, and this one really hit home. This one really hit hard. But through God's grace, we're going to make it. And if you look at the smile that Simone has on her face, you know, we all must keep that same smile because that's what Banks would want all of us to remember him by. That smile, charm, personality, just Kareem. And just a little running joke. Everybody here trying to, I guess, pronounce that middle name. But this was my running jokes with him from when we was growing up. I always used to say cassava. Never got the correct name, but I always used to say Kareem Cassava Hanna. And this one, you know, boy, I just want everybody to be encouraged and just continue to remember that big giant of a man, you know, Kareem Cassava Hanna. My running joke, and that was me and him, you know, that was our running joke, and that's my boy for life. You know, I'm gonna miss him. Oh boy, I'm gonna miss him. But what can I say? You know, we were not promised to stay here forever. We all have an assignment to die. And God saw best, and he chose the best one to put in the garden. And that's a big rose in that garden right now. And trust me, he's blooming. He's blooming. So to my second mom, you know, Sister Yona, I love you. I love you. Simone, you know, I love you. Kids, you know, you guys be encouraged. We gonna miss Kareem, Binks, Cassava Hanna. I know I gonna miss him, but you know, life goes on, and just be encouraged, guys. Be encouraged, and may his legacy continue to live forever with us. And to God be praised. To God be praised. All right. So Simone, have my deepest condolences. You know, I be calling to check on you and the kids and whatever you. Sister, you know how it go. You know I love you. You know I love you from the bottom of my heart. And family and prayer, everybody, and to the facilitators of this Zoom meeting that lasted from 7 o'clock. I was on from 7 up until now because it's all for Kareem. And if anyone who has my cell phone number and see me on WhatsApp, people don't answer the phone because they look at the picture and they see this is not Marco. But from Kareem died last week, his picture has been on my WhatsApp status. And that's something that I'm going to hold up until Kareem is finally laid to rest. That picture will stay there until he is resting in his grave. But that is my tribute to him, my friend, my brother. I've known you for the past 40 plus years, 47 to 46. I guess all my life. Some known him for 20, some known him for 10. Wow. My childhood friend. Rest in peace. I'll see you on the other side. It's not goodbye for me. See you later. I'll always love you, bro. Always love you, bro. So to the family again, my condolences, my sympathies from my kids and my extended family, the sons, all of my uncles, and especially our childhood friends. Our childhood friends. It was always a party when we linked up in Jane Street, Lenniston Gardens. Always a party. Always a party. From ASP Joel Farquharson, Corporal Noel Farquharson, Sharif, Nevin, all of my cousins that interacted with Kareem as we used to have our showdown on Sundays, you know, he's going to be missed. And to God be praised again. So thank you for this time. Thank you for just being here and sharing this moment. I love you guys.
Thank you, Marco, very much. Thank you very much, man. We'll have Alex Platinum, and then 468427, and then S. Delano Cogley. Alex, you have to unmute your mic. Are you still there? If not, if you can't hear, we'll move on to 468427. Delano Cogley, the second, you there?
Yes, I am. How are you? Good evening. How are you?
You go ahead.
Okay. Hey, man. First of all, good evening to everyone. My condolences go out to Kareem and just his entire family. I knew Kareem from Nassau. I had heard the name, but I didn't really know him that well. But we didn't meet until he came to Florida after he graduated QC in '91. Now, everyone know him as Binks, but man, our FAA family, we know him as Beef. So Kareem Beef Hanna, that's what we call him, But, me and Kareem, we were We would talk all the time on WhatsApp. You know, he used to kind of clown me about the Dallas Cowboys because I live in Texas now. And he loved him some Miami Dolphins, man. Even to this point now, ever since I heard the news that he passed away. Every time I see something about the Dolphins, I try to say a little prayer for him and the family. You know, that day I heard about his passing, my cousin called me. He said, "Man, I just heard Kareem pass." Now I don't hold this against Kareem because he pledged Sigma and I pledge Alpha. But I have my line brother's name is Kareem too, and my cousin knows both Kareems, but he didn't say a last name. So I called my line brother first, and he answered the phone. I said, "Oh no, man, don't tell me Beef." Then I called Beef number, and no one answered. You know, I was calling, and then later on, my cousin called me and said, "Yeah, man, it was Kareem." You know, my heart almost broke, and I said, "Man, as soon as I found out that it was Kareem, like I did everything in my power to try to find Miss Yuna's number." So my aunt had to call his aunt, you know, and I got a number, and I was so glad that she answered the phone. You know, so I got first thing out of my mouth was like, Steven, your boy gone. Man, I nearly broke down. I just couldn't believe that Kareem, you know, he just celebrated a birthday in May, you know, just turned 46, and, you know, just, you know, life was looking up for him, you know, and, you know, it's just kind of one of them things, you know, I thought Kareem would be one of them friends that you would have for a lifetime, you know? And I was talking to my daddy that night. I said, "Man, Daddy, I feel like I'm too young for this, you know, like, you know, no offense, but I feel like, you know, people in your set, you know, kind of you losing friends, you know, but man, to have my first friend pass away like that at such a young age, and it seemed like, you know, just cut short and, you know, in a vibrant life. You know, that very first night, you know, I was tucking my sons into bed because I have a son about the same age as Casey. And I was just like, man, you know, Casey will never have this feeling again. You know, you know, my heart just broke, you know, for Simone and for his daughter. You know, she just graduated. But, you know, Kareem was one of those guys, you know, I remember when we were at Florida Air, Kareem used to always tell a story, always tell a story. And, you know, he's kind of like how Marco was just saying, like his little running joke, like our little running joke at Florida Air was like, Kareem would be like, "You don't believe me? Ask Mario. That was all he would always say that, you know. But he's gonna be missed beyond compare. And just about 3 days before, he was telling me about another friend of ours from Florida who wasn't doing well, and I was like, "Man, Beef, get me his number. Get me his number, so I could just reach out to him and just, you know, encourage his heart, let him know, man, you know, the people of Florida, I love you, care for you, praying for you, you know." So, and then like 3 days later, Beef was gone, man. I just, you know, to everyone that's still on the call and just, you know, listen to my voice, you know, death is real and random. But, you know, live every day like it's your last, you know, because the next breath ain't promised, you know. So my condolences, you know, go out, you know, the word says that, you know, weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And Paul tells us in, you know, Thessalonians, like we don't grieve as those who have no hope. Man, we will see Beef again. You know what I'm saying? Those who have placed a faith in Christ will see Beef again. Because, man, one thing I can say about Beef, man, you know, he loved his Lord, and he knew who his maker was and his master was, and who was the Lord of his life. And so I just, man, my condolences go to Miss Yuna, man. I told her, said, man, you know, I'm gonna try to check on you, you know, just about every day. You know, it might not be in words, but it might be like a little emoji or something. Simone, if you're still there, man, you know, you're in my prayers, my family's prayers here, and just the entire Florida Air family, man. We just saddened, you know. Just all our class of 93 friends, you know, Mike, Mario, Flax, Nully, Keith. So, man, we just miss you so much, man. Even like guys like Shafty, Rod, you know, Lopa, you know, all our guys on the basketball team, Ori. Man, these guys, we gonna miss you, man. They send their love over and over and over to you and your family right now. So, thank you for Gerard for putting this on, bro. Thank you for the time. I'm so very grateful, and I think the best thing that we could do is, you know, to live the best life we can is just in memory of Kareem. I think that would be the best way just to honor him. So, I'm just so grateful for this time. So, just like the families in my prayers constantly, and like I said, I think someone said, I feel like, you know, like Miss Yuna, you gained a son. You know, like when I lost my mommy in 2017, you know, Kareem was there for me too. So, So Miss Juna, man, it feel like, you gained a new son, so I'm going to love you and check on you. And like I say, we're gonna need the calls and support in the months to come. So, Kareem, we love you. Beef from your boy Dome. We love you, man. I love you, man. I'll never forget you. Love you, Beef from Dome.
Thank you very much. Alex, I saw you said, let's try it now. We can try to get you unmuted. Sonas, can you see if you can unmute Alex Platinum? They were trying to speak and they couldn't unmute their own mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, how you doing? As I like to say thank you, send my family and Kareem's mother one at QC. And I transferred over to the school. So they basically took care of me, and every morning we would sit and we would basically start up school, me, Kareem, and Mario, and a few others. It was a pleasure meeting him. And come years later, we ended up being brothers of the same lodge. I was a brother of his grandfather's lodge. So we moved from being friends to brothers. Now, Marco said earlier, Kareem is now a rose. I'm here on earth taking care of the birds and the bees that I'm going to send up to him so that they pollinate his rose.
See how you turn this off?
So it was a pleasure spending time with Kareem. One of the first parties that we enjoyed at QC was at Kareem's grandfather's house. With him, myself, and Mario, we spent there. So it was hard even trying to gather thoughts last week to send a tribute to him. So on behalf of QC 1991, I'd like to send our condolences to his wife, his kids, his mother, and his family, and all of his friends, especially the ones at Florida Air, where when he left QC, they went to Florida Air. So on behalf of everybody, we'd like to say, please have our condolences. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. Can we unmute 468-427 if they still want to speak? And anybody else that wants to speak, please raise your hand.
No.
468-427, we're not sure who you are, but your mic is unmuted. No? Okay. Anybody else that wants to say something? We don't have any more raised hands.
Yes, I'd like to say something. My name is William. I'm Knowles' co-worker. A few months ago, about a year, within a year ago, I was at the ball one afternoon, and I happened to run into Simone and Kareem. I didn't know that was them, and he held me, and I held him back, and he said, "Simone, you're not gonna help your coworker." That's all. I said, "Hi, William." But anyway, when I see Kareem, I see Simone, and they always, both of them always have a smile on their faces. And Simone, stay strong. I love you. My prayers are with you and your family, and try God will help you see you through it. God bless.
Thank you very much. Sasha Lightborn, if you can unmute your mic, you can go next.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're good.
First, I want to say condolences to the family, to Simone and all the children, and to Kareem's mother, Miss Una. I won't say much other than to say it has all been said tonight. My relationship with Kareem started on November 30th, 2007. Kareem was one of 4 Sigmas that I hold very near and dear to my heart, that would have approached me as I was about to become a Sigma. And while that night has good and bad memories, it was the pinnacle or the beginning of what I have now come to cherish as a great friendship. Marco said that he was born on the 21st of May. I was born on the 20th of May. And so me and Kareem always shared the fact that we were both born in May, just a few days apart. He was more than a frat brother to me. He was a brother. He was a blood brother. Kareem would do anything for me. Kareem told me the things that I didn't want to hear. He told me the things that I needed to hear. He told me the things that I loved to hear. He was always very, very supportive of me, and our relationship only grew when I came to Alive, and he was already there. And so he will be deeply missed. Simone, me and you have already spoken. Whatever it is that I can do, however it is that I can help, I will be there. Me and Kareem also shared the fondness of my pastor who spoke, or was the first speaker tonight, who I actually went to the day after Kareem died, just for him to pray, knowing that we both needed time to spend with each other, because outside of my blood father, my pastor is the next best thing in my life, and my mother, of course. And so he was the only person that I felt could be the person that I went to. And so we shared the fact that we both loved the man who we know was humble, is humble, and is always there for him. Kareem would always joke with me and say, you know, y'all just call him Ivan, but I know him as Ford. I even remember one time we left Alive, and I think to go and get lunch or go and do something, and we ended up at Royal Bank Palmdale with our friend Lanishka, who's also on this call. And Pastor came out, and he must have been at the ATM, and all 3 of us were just so happy to see him. And Kareem joked, you know, that may be your pastor, but that's my cousin. And so I know that God is real. I know that God has everyone on this call. My thoughts and my prayers are with his family, his wife, his children, his mother, his frat brothers, my sorors. This is going to be a very, very long and hard one to get over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sasha. Mrs. Elaine, your hand is raised.
Hi, Casey. This is Nathan. I hope your dad has good life. I hope you have a good life too. May your dad rest in peace. I will miss him at T-ball.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Nathan. That was awesome. There are no other hands raised. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak? We know it's getting late. But anyone that wishes to speak and get their tributes or thoughts.
Hey, Gerard.
Hey, go ahead, Dwayne.
No, I just want to I just want to commend you, Akeem, and everybody for Memorial. I think, you know, and I won't lie to you, I've never, ever seen 500 plus persons take time with their day to commend anybody. And I'm sitting here in awe because for me, I knew Kareem for a long time, mostly professional, but this just blows me away, you know. And when I hear that just now, when the little man came on just now with T-Ball, it shows the impact of him. Kareem's reach will be here forever. I can't thank enough the organization. Simone, you know we love you. I've spoken to you, and I'm here for you. I'm gonna be here once. You know, the thing with death is that persons are here in the short term. Gerard and I have had many conversations. We've had many discussions. Gerard will agree with that. We are here for you in the long term, and whatever I can do to help to assist you and the family, please let me know. But the love from the Sigmas, the love from Lodge, the love from Freedom Farm and the baseball team, I've never, ever seen anyone like this. And I always told people Kareem was always the real EVPA. And this one really hit me hard because him and Ray were my go-to. Anyone that knows how, like Sasha said, anyone knows how alive, but it was my go-to. And, you know, I'll say this publicly, I felt guilty because, you know, Gerard, I used to push him because Kareem had so much potential. He had a lot of potential, but he was my cooler. When I ready to go off, he's like, boss, calm down, I got this. And I'm going to miss that. You know, I'm really, really going to miss that. So yeah, it's been an interesting night, but I haven't seen something like this in a while. And I just hope that we continue this love. We continue to treasure each other, and we remember the impact Kareem has had on many. And Simone, girl, you know I'm here for you. I'm only a phone call away. Thanks, Gerard. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. No problem at all, Dwayne. I think that, you know, every time you and I speak, or I think about how funny life is, because I think about the difference between the first time Kareem and I and yourself had an interaction and the last time really shows maturity and blessings and how you always be careful how you treat people, you know, because we might have been upset with each other the first time we met each other, but, you know, thanks to Big Shane and a couple others, you know, we formed a great relationship. And Kareem spoke about you so highly and so much. I think that, you know, every Friday night that Kareem came by me, he spoke about how much you pushed him and how much you made him better at work. And, you know, to listen to you say the same thing about Kareem, and, you know, just thinking back of how much that, you know, both my relationship with you and Kareem's relationship with you more especially has grown. It's amazing. So, you know, thank you, Dwayne, and thank you to your team and all that y'all have done. I know you will be in contact with Simone and she'll be in contact with y'all, but thank y'all so much. Marcia and Patrick, you have your hand raised.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My condolences to the family and the children. I won't be long. I know it's been a very hard, long night, but I just wanted to say from his family here in Florida, myself, Patrick, Mario, Danielle, Neville, David, Marietta, his godson, Evan, and Renee, we will miss you greatly. You were always the one who always held us together, and we love you very much, and we'll miss you always. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. No other hands raised, but please feel free to raise your hand so we can see you if you would like to get your condolences in. Kayla, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Good night, everyone. We want to thank you, Gerard, and all those who had hands in putting on this memorial for Kareem. Kareem certainly was the real McCoy. He had a heart of gold. Kareem was not only my cousin, but my big brother. And yes, we will truly miss him. But to Simone and Yuna and the kids and the rest of the family, I just want to tell you guys to continue to hold on to God's unchanging hands and continue to trust in Him with all your hearts and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct our paths. God bless each and every one of you. We know it's hard, but just continue to trust in God and love each and every one of you, and have a blessed night.
Thank you very much. Javier, I see you're back on the call. We had lost you for a minute, so please go ahead.
Actually, so Gerard, I don't know if everybody could hear me, but I'm actually using my son's computer now. I was on as myself, but Kareem and I shared a special relationship. I was coming home and my battery on my phone died, so I logged off. And when I came home, amazingly, my son was on the Zoom call. But he and I shared a special relationship through his previous employment. And then when I came to Cable Bomb or Slash Alive, he also coached my son. And the difficult part with this, Gerard, is when I went to tell my son what happened, he said, what you mean, coach, pass? Like, pass where? Like, so the conversation was a difficult one because of the relationship that they shared. He was somebody that pushed my son. I stopped coaching my son at the age of 12. My son is 15. And so when he was about to draft my son, he said, well, I can take him. I said, well, if you take him, I know he's in good hands. And throughout my son's development, he continued to push my son. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I knew Simone before I knew Kareem, and that relationship continued to blossom. The JBLN family has lost a true mentor, a coach, a good role model, and the only thing we can do is celebrate his legacy. And they say the mark that a man has left is what his legacy is. And by, like Dwayne said, the amount of persons that would have been on this call, that tells the kind of legacy that Kareem has left. And so, condolences to the family, to Simone, his mother, Miss Yuna, and everybody who's really feeling this loss. He was my go-to man at Alive for key solutions. And right now, I still trying to figure out who can step in the gap. I know Dwayne has put some people in certain key positions, to try and deal with that. But it's going to take a while for us to try and replace who he was in terms of from his professional career. But I just thank God for the part that he's played, both professionally and personally in my life. And I appreciate him so much, and I just want to say condolences again.
I think we may have lost. Yes, okay. There's no other hands raised. The hour is getting a bit late. We're coming up on 10 p.m. now. And while everybody, well, most people should be home, as it is after curfew, we know that persons may have other things to do and wrap up. So if no one else wants to speak, oh, okay, go ahead, Andrea Newbold, go ahead.
Good night, everybody. I met Kareem at Freedom Farm when my son Adam Newbold started playing with the Hurricanes. And I would like to say Kareem was real. genuine, kind, generous, an excellent mentor. I mean, and he set example. You know, those young men, what he coached, they could look up to Kareem and see that Kareem was a family man who loved his family, who loved Simone, who loved his children, Ashton, Aaron, Korea, Casey. And you know, when you, as a mother, when you bring your child out to a park, and to know that, hey, my son was in good hands. And you know, I'm saying, I just wish I had just said to Kareem how much I appreciated him, and thank Simone for loaning him to us every time those practices. I mean, out there, Pinewood, out on Wolf Road, he gave of his time. He mentored those young men. And I'm so proud of Kareem. And I miss him already. And I mean, man, he was real. And just what you see, that's what you get. Kind. You know, and I always used to, like when he say, Annie, where Adam? You know, and we miss him already. Simone, thank you for loaning him to us, because he gave of his time. May his soul rest in peace. And I know God got him. I know it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can tell you all again, like Kareem would say, you all please stop making me have to ask every single time for you to raise your hand. If you know you will say something, put up your hand, please, so we know what's going on. You all know Kareem will start to get biggity on the mic at this kind of time. So, you know, we just want to know who all wants to speak. So, you know, if you feel in your spirit that you might want to say something, please go ahead and raise your hand and don't wait for the closeout. I feel like we playing the auction and it's, you know, going once, going twice, and not till I get to going 3 times, somebody raise their hand. So please raise your hand if you feel in your spirit that you want to say something. Dale, you can go ahead.
Good night. Thanks so much. My name is Dale Rowe. I worked with Kareem at the National Insurance Board, and he was a remarkable person. I am so blessed to have met him, and I thank God for that. His death was a shocker. I couldn't believe it when I heard the news. However, based on the memorial service tonight, I am so happy and I am blessed, and I want the family to know, at least they know the person he was. But based on this service tonight, they realize how powerful he was. And I thank God for that. And based on his legacy, what he left for us is that we too should represent ourselves in a way that others will be touched by our lives. And that's what I'm grateful for. So each one of us can touch somebody, leave that mark, that when we die, hey, our life just doesn't go in vain. We have something to live, the person has something to live on. So on behalf of the National Insurance Board, I'm from the contribution department, I would like to say condolences to his wife and his family, entire family. We also, because we know we lost a strong person, a good person. He was a strong man. His daughter, he loved that daughter. I remember when they just come to National Insurance. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I am blessed. So let's continue to serve our country, serve our family, love one another. That at the end of the day, we have no regrets. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dale. There are no other hands raised. So we will take that as a sign after my last speech that nobody else would like to speak. So again, Simone has given her a thank you to everyone for coming out. A special thanks to those who stayed on until the end. So I guess there's nothing else to say except to thank you for coming. Continue to keep the family in your prayers. And of course, all of us will continue to keep the memory of Kareem alive. So thank you everyone for signing on. And everyone have a good night.
Hey, good night, Gerard, man. Good job, bro. You know, you never met me, man, but I used to always ask Kareem about you. You know, yeah, he spoke very highly of you, man. So, man, just man, it's I didn't know my homeboy touched so many lives, and now so Dre. It's just so amazing to see Dre. You know, so but yeah, so. But
he was a special one. He was a special one.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, it seemed like in so many of his pictures, I say, man, it's either you or Anwar right by his side, Dre.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? My goodness. Man, I was just telling my wife today, I said, man, Kareem used to always post pictures, you know, so it was just a blessing. So man, from one Greek to another, man, hats off, man. Commendable, man. I know. And I know, you know, this upcoming weekend, man, it's gonna be a little challenge. So I definitely know that you guys, just the entire Sigma family, his family, man, y'all in my prayers, man, like for real, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, stay encouraged, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Take care, man.
We still got 125 on, Gerard. This is powerful.
I know, man. We still go there. Nobody will log off. You know, you have a couple.
For real, you know what I'm saying?
What? They still talking? We can still talk? Okay.
Sawyer.
What's up, man?
We can sit right here. Me and Gerard be right there, the last place to leave. I don't know if Gerard might for me.
Yeah, man. That was really a testament to just how many lives, you know, Kareem impacted. You know, so it's just so grateful, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he blessed us, man. You know, he blessed us. So it's so good. You know, these past couple of weeks, you know, been kind of rough over here. You know, it's just hard to believe. You know, but I mean, like I say, it's just we don't question God. You know, so. Maybe in the sweet by and by we'll understand, but until then we just have to trust his plan, you know.
Amen to that.
It's tough, though, you know. Yeah. So how like the funeral at home, like the protocols are kind of tight, eh?
Yeah, very, very tight.
Yeah.
So you know, we in a deep lockdown right now. So you know, while in usual times we could probably fill the track stadium.
Yeah, for real.
Bethel, we could fill the
stadium.
Stadium. You know, it's gonna be a lot less than that. But this is the day and time we live in, you know.
Yeah. Now they're gonna stream the service too, right?
Yes.
You know.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely log into that as well too. So.
Okay, awesome, man.
Well, Jay, I'm about to read to these two little boys of mine. They got first day of school tomorrow for my little kindergarten. They start kindergarten tomorrow.
Oh man,
so
fun.
Yeah, so I'm about to get him ready for hopefully another successful academic career. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that.
Yeah, man. Stay blessed, bro. And
thank you, man.
When I'm in Nassau again, man, I'm gonna definitely introduce myself to you.
Please do, definitely, man. Please do.
Yeah, man. For sure, man. Stay blessed, man. Yeah, man.